Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look over 14 balance changes, all the conversions between all the consumables, and a bunch more content. So make sure to subscribe to the channel for more sneak peek content. So first, we're talking about megas. So mega units are being completely removed inside of Squad Busters, which we're glad to hear because they were completely unfair and they were just really frustrating. So mega units are actually being converted to character skins. So just like they were in the beta build, that's how it's going to be. Also, all players that unlocked these megas will be getting the skins for free, and players will receive 1,000 coins for every single unused mega. So for example, I have 124 mega units right now. That'll be converted to 124,000 coins. So the conversion isn't the greatest, but at least we're getting something. And the team said they found there wasn't really a balance for megas. It wasn't satisfying. It was unfair for the majority of players, so they just removed it. Keys and rerolls are also getting removed inside of Squad Busters, and they're getting converted into coins as well. So for normal keys, you get 500 coins. For epic keys, you get 800 coins. For fusion keys, you get 1,500 coins. And for a reroll, you get 300 coins. So the conversion, at least we're getting something right. Of course, they could just give us nothing. But at the same time, the conversion isn't like perfect because it does cost a lot more for every single one of these consumables if you were to buy it now. So it's kind of up to you whether you want to use these consumables now in battle to then enhance your chances of getting first and getting even more prizes like that, or you can just wait for the update and they'll get automatically converted. So as you probably saw in the squad update video, the butter bag has completely been removed, and instead of rerolls, chests have a refresh button. You get this 3 times per battle, which is really nice. We're asking for this since the beginning of Squad Busters, and I'm glad they actually listened to us. Also, you get a lucky find comeback, so if your squad of course has been depleted and you're low in the leaderboards, you still get a mechanic that gives you a random fusion for your lineup instead of a mega, and it can also happen more often. There's been some big changes to turbo and other gameplay mechanics as well. So turbo recharges faster and with less delay to make passive moments more regenerative. Blue boxes also contain an additional turbo boost, so especially early game, there's always a blue box around you, so you can stack up on those turbos a lot quicker. Squads that instantly recharge some turbo when losing a character that came from a chest, so this allows, especially when there's someone that's really overpowering you, you're allowed to get away a little bit better now thanks to this. Regular gem binds drop a lot more gems to increase their relevance, so you probably find in a lot of games, even at the top level of Squad Busters, people don't really go near the gem bind because they hardly offer you any gems. You'd rather go after other teams, etc. So now at least camping around the middle gives you some strategy. Rage and super rage spells have been shortened in duration and have less effects to try and balance them out with other spells. The super rage spell was so broken. I haven't even unlocked it, but feeling the wrath of that when someone has an ultra barbarian king, it was just completely broken. And also free spells and other minor damage sources no longer cause monsters to drop loot, so a bunch of balances which will help in terms of the gameplay. So now we're taking a look at the balancing of the characters and also the monsters inside of Squad Busters. So the first one is with fusion rebalancing. So all characters have substantially improved in health when not fused, so this is going to allow your team not to get picked off as easily. Of course, that can be really frustrating, especially when people kind of like skim by you and, you know, just a couple of troops just die randomly. Like, that is pretty frustration. The fusion health buff has been reduced to keep fusion health roughly similar to before, and rare and epic fusions have slightly reduced damage scaling to make it consistent with commons and easier to balance. So I wasn't even aware of this, so a bunch of balancing that's going on, which we love to see. The chicken is receiving a buff to its hatchlings, so they no longer lose health over time because they're already easy to lose. So this is a pretty nice buff to the chicken. The Hog Rider is receiving a few nerfs. So in its classic and super form, the turbo buffs have been reduced to balance with other turbo changes. Most of the reduction only applies when stacking multiple Hog Riders, but this is nice because the Hog Rider was pretty broken, right? So just toning it down a little bit so you can't just spam a bunch of turbos. B is receiving a buff. We're unsure on how much of the damage buff it is. I wish I'd actually include this in future updates, but B damage is being increased. So when you pick up one of those hives, it's gonna increase in damage, which is okay, but again, I don't know how big of an increase this is, so we'll have to wait and see. Nita is receiving 2 buffs. So the first buff to Nita is that she now stands at the back of the squad to protect herself as a ranged unit. So yeah, it didn't really make sense for her to be at the beginning of the squad, right? Because that's normally where the melee units are. And also Nita's bear Bruce respawns faster, and Ultra Nita's bear respawns much faster. So now there's going to be a lot of Bruces protecting protecting you in the front line. So Nita actually might be a much viable character now. There's also been a small balance with the way that the bomb works on loot. So typically when you bombed a carrot patch, it would actually give you more loot than a Greg tree. But now there's a lot less loot when you bomb a carrot patch to make it in line with the Greg's tree. Ice Wizard is receiving a buff/nerf to his main attack. So the Ice Fan does less damage to the first target's hit, but more damage to the target behind to emphasize the penetration on his Ice Fan. And then the Fusion normal attack has had its damage scaling fixed and does more damage. So I think Ice Wizard should actually be even better, even though he's already pretty strong. And it's also been a few small changes to monsters. So the Yetimite loot has been improved to make it worth actually busting. I did realize that, especially in the Ice World. And then the mech attack trigger has been reduced to make it more effective as a monster pet. So I don't think these balances are going to be all that important, but at least it's something to know. I'm going to quickly go over the rest of the changes. Some of them I won't even mention because it's not all too important and it's going to be a super long video or else. So we've got the likes of some modifiers being removed. So Baby Battle and Megastar, of course, there being no more mega units. A big improvement though is with chest multipliers. So now they're being replaced by chest doublers. So you can either get it in 2 times, 3 times, or 4 times. They're now consumed per battle instead of a time limit. So of course with a time limit, it was super frustrating because if you didn't actually want to play in that particular moment, say you're super busy, that will just run out by the time you next log in. So now they can be enabled or disabled before playing the next battle as well. So this is the perfect improvement. I mean, honestly, one of the best improvements of the update. And there's also been a bunch of other changes, like for example the battle leaderboard in the left corner. It actually is more representative of where you are in the battle, so it makes it easier to know if you're at least close to that 5th threshold, because that's what you need in squad boosters. Most people don't care about getting the win. It's all about at least getting 5th place, so you keep the win streak and you keep getting more rewards. So that's all I care about anyway. So big improvements. So there's a lot of changes with squad boosters, a lot of balancing. So of course, again, make sure to subscribe for future sneak peek content because we've still got all of the new troops to cover, the new lava world, and everything else. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, we just got first. What did we get? Common, big, super big. This doesn't look too good. What we're gonna get? 13 El Primos. 13 El Primos times by 4. That is a lot of El Primos. Look at that. That is insane. Still going. It's still going. It's still going. 52 El Primos. Another chest, please. Give me something other than a common rare. Come on, can we get epic? No, rare, big. What we gonna get? Come on. 7 Dynamites. Why did we have to get Dynamite? He sucks. Another first place finish. Please give me something good, rare, big, super big. How many are we going to get? 8 wizards. Come on. Wizard. Who wants wizard? Another chest. Who are we going to get today? Common, super big. 13 Mavises. That's a lot of Mavises. You absolutely love to see it. How many is that going to be? That's over like 60 surely. Come on. Such a slow animation. Skip it up. There's too many of them. They can hardly even fit on the page. 50 Mavises. That's over like 60 surely. Okay, final chest. Please give us something good. Common, super big. It's not even another rarity, but it's 12 Gregs. I absolutely love Greg. Who doesn't love Greg when he chops down loads of trees? I just love him so much. How many is it? Please give me 40, please. 42, 40 more. Nearly 50. Nearly 50 Gregs. This is the best day ever.